Shi No Numa Reborn, the return to round-based zombies inside of Call of Duty Vanguard. This has been a very long time coming, but we are just around the corner from it finally releasing in Season 4. And to prelude that, we have, I guess, a bit of a preview as we have a bunch of new details on what this map is going to entail. And I'm going to go over all of that in a little second. But first of all, I want to let you be aware of Fubs, which are a puff snack brand. Healthy snacks usually don't taste great, so they created a not healthy puff brand that gamers are sure to love, which come in 5 different flavors: grocery store cheddar, semi-historic sour cream and onion, professional salt and vinegar, instant hot chocolate, and my personal favorite, the unambiguous cinnamon toast. And you can use the code SNACK15 for a 15% off discount. So the official statement that Treyarch released regarding Shi No Numa Reborn is that it's going to be a full reimagining of the full scope of Shi No Numa, but it's going to be freshly enhanced with an all-new main quest, so it will have a full-on Easter egg. The thing is, I'm not exactly sure if it's going to be a traditional Easter egg or if it's going to be like the prior story quest we've had inside of Vanguard Zombies, where they've essentially just given you quotes from tablet to tablet, giving you storyline information, but not really much actually happened in the quest, and there was absolutely nothing hidden or secretive about them. There will be new side quests on the map, a new area to explore, a new wonder weapon quest, the classic Flogger Trap and electroshock defenses, remastered Easter eggs, new Pack-a-Punch camos, and a new Dark Ether narrative for the map. What I am interested about is how they are going to be remastering these Easter eggs to weave in with the new narrative of the Dark Ether storyline, because obviously all of the prior Easter eggs in the original Shi No Numa, first introduced in World at War, were just for the original storyline in the Etherverse. If they're going to be remastering those old Easter eggs, are they just going to be callbacks and references to them? We'll have to wait and see. In terms of the main quest for this map, I'm not exactly sure what is going to happen, but it is rumours that there's going to be yet another round-based map releasing after this one, which will probably be in Season 5. So this map will probably set up the stage for that final map, and I'm wondering if this map might be taking place in a pocket dimension similar to the Void location, which also happens to be in Shi No Numa, obviously, in Dirt and Fang, and maybe it'll allow us to go inside of the Dark Ether within the final map like we explored within Terra Maledicta, which just so happens to be the birthplace of Vakana the Last. But Cortifex came in and he completely tore up and destroyed her homeland, which used to be made up of sacred forests that are no longer, and of course she is the last of her species now, as the rest have been completely decimated. Well, here just so happens to be the location of the Construct, which is a mysterious device that will probably tie into this final map, and we also have Cortifex's castle, and this is why it feels like to me we might go back inside the Dark Ether for the final map, because it makes sense narratively wise to do something with this Construct and Cortifex's castle, and maybe we could finally get a fully Dark Ether map instead of just coming in and out of it like we've done in prior maps. Anyway, speaking of when Shi No Numa Reborn is apparently going to come to Vanguard Zombies, since it is expected to be at the start of Season 4, we can expect it on the 21st or the 22nd of June, according to the Season 3 Battle Pass end date. That is, of course, if it does launch at the beginning of Season 4 and not in the mid-season, but I'm guessing it is going to be at the beginning because we've had such a long wait where we've practically got no new Vanguard Zombies content in the past 2 seasons, so they're going to have to make up for it with Shi No Numa Reborn, and they can't really leave us waiting any longer because we've already waited way too long. And apparently we'll then see another map in Season 5, maybe the mid-Season 5 update, but we have no confirmation on this final map, it's just from leaks and rumours thus far. So what's the additional information that we've learnt about Shi No Numa Reborn? Well, apparently it's going to feature the Rampage inducer that was first introduced in Black Ops Cold War Zombies, and essentially it just speeds up the zombies to make the rounds a lot quicker and they're more aggressive, and you can just get through the map way easier. It's a lot more intense, a lot more fun, and it adds a challenge also for doing Easter eggs, and I think this is going to be a much needed addition to Vanguard Zombies. By the way, the reason why Shi No Numa Reborn is taking so long to release is because Vanguard Zombies is working on the Modern Warfare engine, well, a slightly tweaked version of it, so of course all of Treyarch's traditional Zombies mechanics are not in this engine, so they've had to completely rework all of those systems from the ground up all over again to work with round-based, because previously we had the objective-based maps with Dirt and Fang and Terra Maledicta. On these objective-based maps they had a completely different point system, they had a completely different round system, they also had a completely different perk system, as well as they had the Covenants. The next thing is that Zabella Zabellas, which were the boss zombie introduced on Terra Maledicta, are going to be present on Shi No Numa Reborn. This is disappointing news to me because I find them quite annoying. They just float around in the sky. They are kind of similar to the disciples first introduced on Mauer der Toten, but they are more annoying in my own personal opinion, although recently they did have a nerf. I haven't played the game since then, so I can't tell you how much easier they are now, or less annoying should I say, because they weren't exactly difficult. It was just annoying when you were shooting the heads and then they disappear, and it kind of just disrupted the flow of the gameplay. But they have recently had a nerf. I just haven't tested it out because Vanguard Zombies is so boring. I've just had no desire to play. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think of Zabella's returning though? Is this a good or is it a bad thing? And of course, if you played the game recently, you're going to have better judgment, but I suspect a lot of you watching this video probably haven't played since Terra Maledicta release. You probably just played for an hour and never touched the game again, like many of us did. Next up, dog rounds are going to be returning, but they're not going to be hellhounds, and instead they're going to be Boomschreier rounds. Apparently they did think about bringing hellhounds back for this map, but they swapped them out for the Boomschreiers, which are the screamer explosive zombies that are already in Vanguard Zombies, but they're going to come as their standalone round where there's not normal zombies mixed in, it's just Boomschreiers. Since the hellhounds were scrapped in place of the Boomschreiers, it is possible that for the next round-based map, they might bring back the hellhounds. I believe the hellhounds were first introduced on Shi No Numa in World at War though, so it is a bit weird why they didn't decide to take the opportunity for nostalgia to bring them back with this map, but we have seen them so many times now, maybe just got a bit boring. Although the Boomschreiers are identical to the zombies that we saw on Mauer der Toten, which also acted as the boss or hellhound round should I say. You will apparently be able to exfil on Shi No Numa Reborn. This was obvious anyways. Of course, the exfil is kind of underwhelming inside of Vanguard Zombies since you literally just go up to a ritual thing to end it or something like that. It's really underwhelming compared to Cold War Zombies where you fly away on a helicopter and Raptor 1 takes you to safety, but nevertheless, I guess it's a good way to just end the game preemptively, but it's kind of pointless when you don't really get crystals like you did within Black Ops Cold War Zombies, and you could get additional crystals from exfilling. Well, crystals aren't present in this mode, so I'm not exactly sure what's even the point. When Shi No Numa Reborn is added, there will be the Frenzied Guard artifact introduced. We're not sure what the new Dark Ether entity will be that will be associated with this artifact, and whoever they are most likely the unknown leader of the group that we see blacked out on Terra Maledicta's loading screen. The reason why this group is crossed out on this Egyptian rune is it's probably a group the Cortifex doesn't want to know, and there's a very good chance that this could be the group of Sparagmos, the zealot who believes that the old ones are going to return after Zykov the Forsaken was captured in the containment chamber. And Treyarch did talk at the beginning of Vanguard Zombies how they had plans for new upgrades slash artifacts that they didn't get to utilize as field upgrades in Black Ops Cold War Zombies that they would be introducing, but apparently due to time constraints and the fact that they've pivoted from the objective-based maps back to round-based, they are forced to reuse old ones because they just don't have time. I don't know, it seems like a bit of a cop-out. There will be new Pack-a-Punch camos for the map, good to see, but it's not really that big of a deal. And there are going to be changes to the point system, but we don't know what this is just yet. Of course, they had to drastically change the point system for the objective-based gameplay, but now we're going back to round-based. I'm assuming the point system is going to be identical to Cold War Zombies. I just don't know how exactly that's going to work. The fire sale power-up is going to be returning, so of course that'll just let you to get cheap mystery box spins. We know that there is going to be a wonder weapon quest on the map, but we don't know if this is going to be the Wonder Wharf that was present on the original Shi No Numa, or if it's going to be an entirely new wonder weapon. Maybe we could even get a Dark Ether version of the Wonder Wharf, so it's changed, but we have seen the Wonder Wharf a few different times in the past. I would like to see a fully new weapon. I just hope it's way better than the Decimator shield that we saw on Terra Maledicta, because I don't think that even really counted as a proper wonder weapon. It was kind of pointless. You could just pull it out every now and again. It would take forever to charge. It would just be a get out of jail free card, and you couldn't even have it as an additional third weapon, so you had to replace one of your regular weapons, and because it doesn't have ammunition, it was just really pointless. They should have made it so that it acted as a third weapon. But yeah, this new wonder weapon has to be good. Earlier I was talking about how Shi No Numa Reborn is probably going to release at the beginning of Season 4, and I still stand by that, and we have even more evidence for this because apparently Shi No Numa Reborn is practically finished, and Treyarch are currently just fixing bugs and allowing people to playtest the map to tweak all of the things and just perfect it. So it's close to release now. There shouldn't be any reason for it to be in the mid-season update. I really hope it isn't, because like I said, we have been waiting for ages for this next map. We can't wait any longer. Speaking of the point system though, apparently they are going to be changing up the Pack-a-Punch, so the tier 1 price will go back down to 5,000. So that's why I think they are just going to be having the Cold War Zombies point system, because of course the Pack-a-Punch was overly expensive for these objective-based maps, which didn't really make much sense. A lot of people complained about that, but they're going to be reverting it back to normal. I'm not sure what's going to happen in terms of the perks though, because obviously we have a kind of similar perk system to the perk system we saw in Black Ops Cold War Zombies, where you could upgrade the perks with additional tiers. But the way it works in Cold War Zombies is you would do it via the in-game menu when you would collect the Dark Ether crystals. But in Vanguard Zombies, the first perk tier was just free for all of them, and then it gets increasingly more expensive as you buy more perks. I'm wondering if they're still going to have that same system, but I think for round-based they should maybe cheapen the tiers, but we'll have to wait and see. They might just keep the exact same perk system. I just wish that the perks inside of Vanguard Zombies were like in Cold War Zombies, where when you would upgrade the perks, it would actually give new additional abilities to them, instead of just, for example, with Juggernog, the more you buy, the more your health increases. Or for example, with Speed Cola, the more you buy, the faster you are able to reload. Whereas the Cold War Zombies perks were a lot more dynamic and had so many more cool different combinations and mashes in with old perks. They kind of mixed and mashed a lot of old perks together via the upgrade system. But yeah, that is pretty much all of the information we have on Shi No Numa Reborn thus far. I am really interested to see what the Easter eggs are going to be like on the map, and what the new side quests are going to be, and how they're going to remaster these old side quests. And what I want to see mainly from this map, because it is just a small map of course, they are going to be having a new area now on Shi No Numa, but it's still a relatively small map. I just hope that it is crammed full of side Easter eggs and secrets, because I've always loved the idea of having a really small map, but just crammed with Easter eggs, where every corner you look, every rock you turn, there's something new to discover. And that's what I wanted Treyarch to do with the Der Riese remake, The Giant, inside of Black Ops 3 Zombies. I wanted there to be a main Easter egg on the map, and I wanted there to be a lot of side quests, and in the end we didn't get a main quest on the map. We just got a load of weird glitches that people thought led to a main quest, and there were some side Easter eggs too, but not really that many. Well, with Shi No Numa Reborn, I hope that it's just crammed with quests, so we have a lot to discover whilst we are waiting for the final map. But it's not going to be anything crazy, because it is just a remake at the end of the day. Treyarch, I don't think originally planned to have round-based zombies inside of Vanguard. This has basically just come as backlash, because the objective-based maps we had previously were so underwhelming and so hated by the community that their player count must be so low, so they've decided to divert away from that. And I guess Vanguard Zombies is basically acting as Treyarch's way of getting all of their systems working on the Modern Warfare engine in time for their next COD Zombies game, likely releasing in 2024 due to the delay from 2023. And Treyarch and Kevin Drew have recently been talking about on Twitter how they are hiring a bunch of new staff, because they have really big plans for this next game, and they need to hire new staff in order to allow them to utilize and execute those plans they have. So let's hope that all plays out and we don't get another Vanguard Zombies. I like to think of Vanguard Zombies as just a bit of a test. It was just Treyarch's way of testing systems on the new engine, and it was just made in a very short period of time, which Activision likely forced them to do, and they didn't get adequate time to make a good product. This isn't Treyarch's proper potential. This was just a mode tagged on last second, and if the developers could get more time, I'm sure they would have. I just wish the mode was marketed as just a bit of a bonus mode. It wasn't as expansive as the previous Zombies installments in past games, and they just came out and said, you know, this is just a basic mode that we've tagged on last second just to test out new systems on the Modern Warfare engine for the next game. Then the community wouldn't have been annoyed, because they would have been transparent and honest with us, but a lot of people felt very deceived by the marketing for Vanguard Zombies, because it felt very manipulative. The marketing made it out to be this epic mode. It released and there was practically nothing to it. It released with no side quests, no wonder weapon, no Pack-a-Punch camo, not even a main quest. There was pretty much nothing to it, and all these months later barely anything has still released. So we'll have to wait and see how it pans out with Shi No Numa Reborn. I'll be sure to play it of course when it releases and have guides for everything, but I don't think it's going to save the game. That's not what's going to happen. This is, I guess, as we were saying, Treyarch just testing out systems for the next game. They're testing out round base for their next game on the Modern Warfare engine, since things are going to work very differently because of that. Let me know in the comment section down below, what does Shi No Numa Reborn have to do to bring you back to Vanguard Zombies? I'm sure there's even a lot of people who haven't even played the mode because they saw all of the hate online for it and they never even bothered to play it. And what do you think this map needs to do to bring you back? Of course, I'll be playing it because I test out every piece of content they release, but I might not end up playing it for that that long if it doesn't deliver on certain things. Like I said, I think it needs to be crammed with quests, and I think the main quest needs to be pretty juicy. Other than that though, I don't think there's really too much they can do because it is just a remake, so they're kind of constrained because of that, but let's just hope it does pan out relatively well. If it keeps me playing for a week, that's job done, I would say. Anyways, thank you for watching the video, and make sure to subscribe if you're not here for the latest and greatest Call of Duty news and information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.